Ready?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Chantel. That's Heather, and we're Book Wild.
So we are playing our monthly TBR Chutes and Ladders game. For a description of what that entails, we'll link our original video where we describe all the rules. So every month we choose 3 books. We have 3 turns for our Chutes and Ladders game, and that determines what we're going to be reading for this month. So I was on 40 last game when we ended, and Chantel was on 18. And
Roll number 1. I got a 4. Which is speaking in tongues, and this is perfect because I have a book I would like to do for that.
Oh, yay, good. Speaking in tongues is a translated work, so anything that wasn't written in our native language of English.
For this one, I'm going to go with A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman. Heather read this during the Reading Rush readathon and loved it. And this is one that we've talked about a lot, and we had planned to read around the same time to do a book talk. Now that Heather's read it, we're probably going to shift our plans, but I love what I've read from Frederick Bachman. I want to read more by him. So yes, this will be my first.
And that is my favorite Frederick Bachman book by far. My favorite book of 2019. 2020. What year is it?
It sounds like it's going to be heart-wrenching, which I know from Heather's reading experience and vlog, which we will link above, that it's going to hurt me.
Okay, roll number 1. I'm on 40. And I got a 4. So 1, 2, 3. I'm on Parents Just Don't Understand, which is such a cheesy prompt. So this is a parent pick. I'm going to call my mom really quickly. My mom and dad and little sister actually got me these 4 books plus Rage of Dragons for my birthday. So I'm going to have her choose between these 4 books. So I have Officer Clemmons by Dr. Francois Clemmons, which is the police officer on Mr. Rogers, Sarah Waters Tipping the Velvet, The First Nevermore, and The Poppy War. I hope she answers.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Mama.
Hello.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So Chantel and I are playing a game to figure out what books we're going to read next month. And one of the things was I had to ask my mom which book I should read. So the 4 books that you get to choose from are the 4 that you guys got me. So Officer Clemmons, which is about the police officer on Mr. Rogers, Tipping the Velvet, Nevermore, which is the one that Kelly got me, and then The Poppy War, which is one of the fantasy books. So which one should I read?
Well, Officer Clemmons.
Officer Clemmons. Okie dokie. Thanks, Mama.
Okie dokie. You're welcome.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay, so my first choice will be Officer Clemmons, as chosen by my mom. Like I said, this is it's a memoir written by the Black police officer on Mr. Rogers, who is also gay. Like, Mr. Rogers is the epitome of human goodness, so I can only imagine this will be like a very heartwarming story. So that's my first choice.
Number 2, I got a 1. to 23. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Book holder.
Oh, book holder. Huh?
So this is your most gorgeous cover that you think is the most gorgeous.
Okay. So for this pick, I'm going to go with The Princess Bride by William Goldman, and I have this gorgeous illustrated edition I received for Christmas a couple years ago, but it is just absolutely beautiful. And then throughout the book, there are illustrations. It's just super gorgeous. So I'm going to read this. Oh, so I should probably talk about what this is. I don't even know. I don't even remember. I used to love the movie when I was younger, and I used to watch the movie so much, but I haven't seen The Princess Bride probably since I was in like middle school.
Really?
And so yeah. And so I don't remember. I only remember like the beginning of the movie. I know it's like love and like adventure. I don't like going into my books knowing anything about them. I buy them, I put them aside, I forget what they're about. And at one point or another, I was interested in it.
Yeah, no,
That's enough for me.
I love that. Second roll. I got a 2. So I'm on 46, which is real life shit. So a nonfiction book. Okay, so for this prompt, I'm choosing Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rennie Edo Lodge. Chantel read this a few months ago.
I think in like February.
Yeah. And it's obviously about race, but this is in the UK, right?
Yes.
Yeah, about race relations in the UK. And this is one of the books that in our mid-year book freakout tag, I said I wanted to finish by the end of the year. So I am going to finish it by the end of the month.
Okay. So rule number 3, I gotta.
You're on 23.
All right. So I got a 4. That brings me to 27, which is mood read. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
So I have a couple books that I'm thinking about picking up this month. I may end up with one of these, or I may swap in something else. So the first one that I have is Wilde About the Girl by Louise Pentland. This is the sequel to her first fiction work, which was titled
Wild About Me.
Wilde About Me. I read Wilde About Me when it debuted 3 or 4 years ago, and I absolutely loved it. I've actually reread it, and I have this book as well as the finale in the series. I just have, for whatever reason, haven't picked them up, but I have been wanting to pick this up. Wild Like Me is about a single mother trying to raise her daughter and just going through the tribulations of life and dating and friendships. And it was a really heartwarming, sweet slice of life picture about an independent woman and her humorous and sometimes sad, but also uplifting journey through life. So that's the first one. Another one that I would really like to pick up is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. Heather and I both want to pick this up. We talked about it in our mid-year book freakout tag. This is about a girl looking back on a relationship she had while she was in school with a professor, and in the time that the relationship was occurring, she thought it was consensual and mutual. But I think in the present storyline, she's reflecting back on this and realizing some things that she didn't realize whilst the relationship was still going on, and she's processing that time in her life and that relationship. And the last one that I may pick up or am considering picking up is Beach Read by Emily Henry. I just picked this up yesterday, so I'm very excited. I have heard that this is a romance between 2 writers who meet on the beach and kind of swap. They're both feeling the pains of writer's block, and so to kind of inspire them, they swap genres. So they write in the other person's genre, which is like outside of their wheelhouse. And I've just heard it's a really, really sweet, fun romance. So while it's nice out, I might pick this up and pretend like I'm at the beach.
One of my new favorite booktubers, I think her name's Tiana T, talked about that book. And I generally don't like romance, but she talked about it in a way that made me really want to read that. So I'm curious if you'll like it.
Yeah.
And I want to read it too.
Okay.
My final roll I got a 4. Man, it's like all about the force today. 2, 3. Ooh, I landed on 50, and I go up the ladder to 60, which is Inception. So that is to read a book about books. I'm gonna win.
I'm like, when you rewatch this footage, when you roll that, literally my face goes.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's the whole point.
So a book about books. I only really have one, although Beach Read would kind of work for this too because it's about authors. But I have kind of a caveat because I have to finish a book before I can read this one. But I am determined to read Labyrinth of the Spirits by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This is the last book in the Cemetery of Forgotten Books series. And I was supposed to have read The Prisoner of Heaven for the reading rush, but I didn't. And now I'm forcing myself to read that before I can read this. This is a series that is basically a love story to books. The whole thing, like it's called The Cemetery of Forgotten Books, and I love it. And I've read in the past, I'm rereading it now, but I've read all the books before. This is the only one that I haven't read. So I really want to get to it this month.
This is what we plan on reading for the month of August. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Take 3. And then I was like, people are for sure gonna think that we're like in a polyamorous.
What?
I just.
Oh, shit.
Oh no, my books. Do you remember, where did we say I'm on?
You're on 18.
18.
Yo.
There are some illustrations.
Like trying to jump, across the table at me. Sorry, go ahead. Okay, is that it?
That's it.